Please allow me to start by saying that most of my knowledge is about older monsters, so I'm certainly not an expert on the creepy stories that circulate on the internet today, but I do find them fascinating. After all, the spread and development of these news stories is instantly saved by the internet. Many of them you can track back, some of them almost to their origins. However, while most people seem enthralled with the Slender Man, I'm more interested in the Rake. The original stories are easy to find. Google can do that for you, so I'm not going to reiterate them too much. They describe a strange beast resembling a naked man or some odd hairless dog with wet hands and black eyes. It seems perfectly capable of communicating with humans and can invade a home easily. In some ways, it's a little similar to phantom black dogs like the Church Grim or the Jai Trash, because almost all the folks he meets have ill fortune in one way or another. But while in some it inspires dread, in others it inspires a childlike playfulness and curiosity. It wasn't until later that I realized that perhaps the reason why the Rake caught my interest so much more than any of the other internet legends is because I recognized it. No, not from a personal encounter, that'd be far too outrageous, but from my research on another subject, werewolves. It's easy to see the few similarities. Both are half-human, half-canine creatures. But the Rake isn't some furry beast, it's a malformed, naked thing. It doesn't seem terribly werewolfish, well, not until you read some accounts published a century ago. In 1912, Eliot O'Donnell published the encounter experienced by Miss St. Denis of Merionethshire in his book Werewolves. On her way home one evening, she spotted a strange figure which she mistook for a man. She called out to it, asking the time, but it didn't reply. The figure stalked her until she was able to see it for what it was, a nude gray thing with a body like a man's but a head that was like a wolf. It had paw-like hands, but strangely, it slowly vanished when her flashlight shone upon it. The one thing that seems really contradictory to the Rake's story is that its eyes were described as being light, ablaze with ferocity. But who's to say that the Rake's eyes are always dark? There are all kinds of depictions of it running around the internet. Oddly enough, in the same book, there's another tale from Cumberland, in which the Anderson family is plagued by a similar naked, gray, wolf-headed beast, which only showed itself once, but before that had been heard wandering around the house. However, in addition to the stories on the internet, there's more. Linda Godfrey's Hunting the American Werewolf tells another story of a werewolf specter in someone's home, this time in Eau Claire. In 2003, Chad Lewis was startled to find himself face to face with a dark creature with oily, furless skin that resembled a man with the head of a snarling wolf, though it was missing the wolf ears. In this instance, the eyes once again were not black, this time they were yellow, but in addition, its hands were very large and sported long, jagged claws. When the man grabbed for his baseball bat and looked to swing at the creature, it had vanished into thin air. It could all easily be coincidence. After all, there are other encounters with demonic werewolf-like specters that don't quite match up as well, ranging from the tale of a nude but luminous werewolf figure to the famous Hexam heads, which are associated with poltergeist-like activity and a dark but furred werewolf-like apparition. And I suppose none of these internet monsters, they're not real. People made them up on forums to entertain themselves. But it is a little funny that there's something so similar from 100 years ago, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little more research.